Microsoft says 300 million active devices are now running Windows 10, and the company has confirmed to Mary Jo Foley and others that the free upgrade will actually end on July 29th for reals. Mary Jo Foley is here to talk to us about this. Welcome, Mary Jo.
Hi, guys.
Good to have you here.
So we really only have until July 29th. No backsies on that, I guess.
Yeah, and you know what's funny about that is this morning when I talked to Microsoft, they gave me a different story and they kind of left themselves a little wiggle room about that date. And then they came back and said, we're going to give you a different statement now, and that's it. July 29th, it's done. No more extensions, no more renewals of the program. If you don't have the free upgrade by then, that's that.
And after that, it'll cost $119. Is that what we're looking at?
Right. If you buy a copy of Windows 10 Home for your PC, you'll pay that, or you'll have to go out and get a new device that is running Windows 10.
So it's 300 million active devices that it's running on. What does that include?
It includes PCs, tablets, phones, even the Xbox One console, even IoT devices as well. So they're lumping everything in there together. We can't say how many of those are exactly PCs versus non-PCs, but I think the majority are PCs.
And you said HoloLenses too, which I thought I was writing that, and I was like, HoloLenses. I don't know if that's the plural.
HoloLens Eye.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking of it as I said it. I'm like, is that plural? I'm not sure.
Because
it is now.
We don't see a lot of them together.
That's
or
true.
any of them.
No.
Mary Jo, I have to ask you this. One of the questions that we get a lot is, okay, if I install the Windows 10 upgrade on my Windows 7 or my Windows 8 box, and let's say on August 1st, my machine crashes and I have to go back to my install disks and it puts 7 or 8 back on, am I not able to get Windows 10? How does that policy work?
No, you still can get it. They have a registration that you are a legal user so that you'll be able to reinstall it. Fine, in theory at least.
So I guess the advice to people would be do the upgrade even if you're going to end up using 7 or 8 for a while, because after that you won't be able to get it for free.
Right. Although, there are always exceptions. Like I'm one of those exceptions. I'm still running Windows 7 on my desktop, even though I'm running Windows 10 on my laptop. So there are some of us who have decided we don't really want the upgrade, and we're going to just kind of tough it out till we replace our machine, basically.
Now, the more important question is, if I hold out on my Windows 7 box on July 29th, will I stop getting that little nag screen that pops up every couple of hours?
Yes.
That's good news for news organizations as well, by the way.
Yeah, that's right.
I
And weather reporters everywhere
Exactly.
are very happy to hear that.
Right. It may take them a little time to stop that upgrade to Windows 10 message because it took a while to kind of phase that in, but they said it is going away.
Oh, that makes me very, very happy.
Yes.
Because I'm like you. I have Windows 10 boxes. In fact, some of my newer laptops are running Windows 10. I like it. But I have some tools that will only work in 7, and 10 breaks them. So, it's just what I have to use.
Yep. And you know what? You can keep using Windows 7 till 2020. You can still get updates, security updates for it till then.
Wow. Right.
So there's no huge rush if you've decided to stay with Windows 7.
So for the average person, you would recommend that they upgrade?
Long side.
I have trouble giving general guidance because every time I say, you know what, I think everybody should upgrade, there's always someone who says, I have a printer that won't work with it, or there's just a million reasons I can't have it. I don't want it. So I'd say if you don't have it by now and you think you want it, you should probably get it in the next couple months. But if you are someone who's holding out and you have your reasons, I'm not telling you to upgrade.
Right. And what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've registered. I did an upgrade on 3 of my boxes, and then I just reverted back to an original image. That didn't take me that much time. And it means that in the future, if I ever do feel like I can trust Windows 10, I'll go ahead and shift those boxes over.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, it's a good point you have. I mean, if you haven't already done it, I mean, most people who just don't even, don't think too much about it have done it, and they're probably fine with it.
Yeah. Sure. Mary Jo, we do have to ask you about, we've heard rumors that Satya Nadella came by and really wanted to talk to you, but you were busy. You were really, really busy. What was going on with that?
Well, this is funny today. I was over at the Microsoft New York office in Times Square. I was having a meeting there. So I came back out and I was sitting in the lobby, and all of a sudden there's like Satya and his entourage that enter the building. And I see him and I was like, oh, is he going to come and talk to me, or is he just going to pretend he doesn't see me and walk by? So he came right over, was all friendly. And you know what he asked me about?
Your
My
phone?
Android phone.
Oh, no.
I could have guessed.
What was?
He said to me, Mary Jo, I'm really curious. How are things going with your Android phone? I heard you moved to Android. And I was like, oh, this is a trick question. No. Is he going to do a Steve Ballmer and take my phone and smash it to the ground?
Throw a
but
chair
no,
across the room. Yeah.
Right. He actually wanted to know, and he wanted to know about how I thought the Microsoft services were working with Android, and he was very interested to hear that. And he said, you know, as long as you're a PC user and I see you're using Windows 10, it's all good. You use what you got to use.
I love that. I mean, because yours was a switch heard round the world, I think, you know, if anyone. And I loved your piece on it. I also love how unapologetic you are against all Apple devices, except that iPad that you had for 15 minutes. We all have that 15-minute iPad regret sometimes. But yeah, I just think that's wonderful that he knew that and came to ask you about it. That's fascinating.
And me too. And he really wants to hear people's experiences on other devices, because you know what they care about in the end? They care about Microsoft services and software on whatever device it is, because you're still a Microsoft customer, even if you're not using a Microsoft operating system.
Yeah, that conversation could have been very different 2 years ago.
Right.
And right
Yes.
now, I mean, man, Microsoft and Android, I feel like every week, you know, doing the Android show on this network, almost every week, there's a new Microsoft app. And it ends up always kind of being so cool that we have to talk about it. So they're doing some pretty interesting things on Android for sure.
Yeah. I mean, if you ever want to borrow allaboutmicrosoft.com, I could loan it to you for like a minute or something.
I might end up turning it into All About Android for a minute or something. It could get very confusing.
I've already done that twice. I've said Mary Jo Foley is the host of All About Android, and she goes, no, stop.
It's so confusing. Sorry about that, Mary
He
Jo.
has done that. That's why I threw that little.
Maybe a future host? I don't know. Watch your back, Jason
All
Howell.
right.